Latin America has seen many significant feminist movements that advocate for gender equality, reproductive rights, and protections against gender-based violence like femicide. In 21st Century Feminismos by Martin Lamas, they discuss how violence against women remains a major issue despite legal progress. It's fueled by machismo, weak legal protections, and impunity. So when people commit these crimes, they don't get charged for them, so they feel like they can just continue doing them. So in Violence Against Women in Latin America by Tamar Diana Wilson, there have been laws criminalizing femicide, but their effectiveness is not 100% because of the weak impunity. So yes, and even though there's the green wave movement, a lot of abortion rights are still not taken into account. And in Femicide in Latin America, An Economic Approach by Alvarez, Garavito, and Acosta Gonzalez, they describe how this same thing, how the laws criminalizing femicide are real, but femicides still continue to happen at extremely high rates due to the lack of enforcement and not believing women. And there are other factors that go into this, like in Colombia, there's huge societal pressures to look a certain way. There's lots of beauty standards, and this led to a rise in unsafe plastic surgeries like BBLs, breast implants, nose jobs, and things like that. So these things are very, very dangerous and can easily lead in death, but women continue to get them because of the societal pressures placed on them by the patriarchy, feeling like they need to look better to get money, to be considered a valid member of society. So this is discussed in Colombia, Botched Plastic Surgeries and Misogyny by Catalina Ruiz Navarro. So yeah, this is a huge issue, not just in Colombia, but also in many other places in Latin America, in the US, in Asia. And that's why all these feminist movements are working to try to save these women who died due to these surgeries. So in How Reproductive Rights Were Won in Latin America by Scripps News, they discuss how reproductive rights have advanced in countries like Argentina, Mexico, and Colombia due to these feminists and the feminist activism, but there is still conservative opposition which challenges these gains in legal protections, and so it's always a back and forth battle, and no matter how hard these feminist groups work, it will never be perfect. In Femicide in Latin America, where simply being a woman puts you at risk of murder, the video, they discuss how femicide is still a crisis in the region. Feminist movements like Ni Una Menos continue to push for justice, but cultural change is still needed. If the culture surrounding these femicides, such as machismo, still exists, it's very difficult to end these femicides and other gender-based abuse due to the culture and the normalization of it. So overall, all these different pieces, as well as the other ones, discuss how although feminism is being pushed for very hard in Latin America and they're making large gains in abortion rights and femicide laws, there's still lots of issues that need to be addressed, and women will never truly be safe until these things are addressed. The high impunity rates are a huge issue, and until men are persecuted for these things, the women in Latin America will never feel safe. There's also the issues of the patriarchy causing these unsafe beauty standards and causing people to basically kill themselves to look better. So yeah, there's lots of issues, economic, social, cultural, and these things really affect women, which is why the feminist movements like the Green Wave are so important.